Welcome back to another episode of All Access with the Profs. I'm Kyle Hoos.
And I'm Caitlin Kowalski, and we have a great show for you today. So what are you looking forward to today? What we're going to talk about?
I mean, we got a lot of basketball to talk about.
That's very true.
At Rowan, at Nationally, what are you thinking of?
I mean, watching last night's game, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Profs in the championship on this Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, they're cooking up good in the playoffs. I'm excited for it.
Also, James Harden, we got to mention that one as well.
Oh, yeah, James Harden as well. The men's basketball team gets the close victory against Rutgers Newark with a score of 72-69. The team now advances to the NJAC championship game. The second-seeded Rowan stands at 23-4 on the season with an 8-game win streak. Marcellus Ross led the team with 20 points, and Melvin was 6 for 6 on the foul line. Andrew Seeger found Ross underneath the basket to make it a 66-61 lead with 1 minute and 11 seconds left. They look to play the top seed of Stockton next week for the championship.
The women's lacrosse team secured a 17-6 win over Ursinus this week for their season opener in their first game at their new home venue at the Rowan Soccer and Lacrosse Complex. Erin Rashawn, Jamie Coltra, Molly Green, Juliana Corsone, and Elise Cohan all contributed a pair of goals to the high score, along with Hannah Lombardo with 1 goal. Although Ursinus got on the board first and took a 2-1 lead, the Profs outscored the Bears and were able to secure a lead for the rest of the game. Starting goalkeeper Riley Schwab made 11 saves, and Mel Rogers finished off the game in the net in the final 5 minutes. Rowan outshot the Bears 36-25 and forced 17 Ursinus turnovers. The Profs hit the road on March 1st to compete against Salisbury, the #1 preseason team.
Staying with basketball, unfortunately, the women's team lost in the semifinals 83-79 against NJCU. This was a big upset as the 6th seed has beaten the 3rd seed. They put up 28 points in the last quarter, hoping to complete the comeback, but they fell short. Nicole Mallard and Grace Marshall had 20 points each. NJCU was 12 for 21 from the three-pointer line, while Rowan was only 5 for 25. We are looking forward for the next year to get the team hot and ready to make us on a championship run.
The Rowan men's track and field team claimed the 2022 NJAC Indoor Track and Field Championship for the 7th straight season. Marquise Young won the 60-meter hurdles with a season-best time of 8.25 seconds. Rowan grabbed a win in the 4x200-meter relay with a new NJAC record time of 1 minute and 27 seconds. Nana Agjimang won the long jump title with a leap of 7.9 meters. Ernest Daniel took home the high jump with a mark of 1.95 meters, and Admir Johnson claimed first in the triple jump with 14.17 meters. The Profs 4x400-meter relay closed out the championship with a win, as with a combined time of 3 minutes and 17 seconds. We'll see if they can continue this championship run next winter to bring home their 8th straight NJAC title.
5 Rowan Profs will compete in the NCAA championship for the men's swimming and diving team. The athletes will be traveling to Indianapolis at Franklin College. This will be happening next month on March 16th and will be the last 4 days. This will be the 3rd trip Gololi and Reagan will make to the NCAA Nationals, while Fenton, Volant, and Dubji will make it their first. Let's hope they bring home the gold.
The Rowan men's Division II ice hockey team has been on fire this season and will be playing this Saturday at 2 p.m. in the ACHA Southeast Regional Semifinal. Their opponent is to be determined. The boys also finished 5th in the Southeast region, which secured them the #2 seed in the MACH Conference Tournament with a matchup against Drexel University. They were able to secure a 3-2 victory over Drexel and moved on to play Rider University, who they unfortunately fell short to with a score of 4-3. We look forward to seeing what the Profs do in the ACHA semifinals this weekend and wish them the best of luck. We'll be right back with Pro Talk here on All Access after the break.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to All Access with the Profs. I am Nick Earnshaw with your news around the professional sports world. Starting with the Philadelphia 76ers, the newest member of the Sixers, former MVP James Harden, will make his debut tonight against the Minnesota Timberwolves. It will be the first time Harden will step onto the court since being traded from the Brooklyn Nets to the Philadelphia 76ers in the blockbuster trade for Ben Simmons. Harden had missed some time with the Nets as well as he was dealing with a hamstring injury. In his last appearance on February 2nd against the Sacramento Kings, Harden only scored 4 points, yes, only 4 points in his last ever appearance for Brooklyn. He seems to be healthy now and will look to get off to a hot start with his new team. With the ongoing threat of Russia to the Ukraine, NBA players Alex Len from the Sacramento Kings and Sviatoslav Mihailuk of the Toronto Raptors, who are both natives of the Ukraine, put out a joint statement that read as the following, quote, "A great tragedy befell our dear homeland Ukraine. We categorically condemn the war. Ukraine is a peaceful, sovereign state inhabited by people who want to decide their own destiny. We pray for our families, friends, relatives, and all the people who are in the territory of Ukraine. We hope for an end to this terrible war as soon as possible. Dear fellow Ukrainians, hold on. Our strength is in unity. We are with you," as they wrote. Before a game between the Denver Nuggets and Len's Sacramento Kings, both teams locked arms and stood in solidarity with Len for a moment of silence for the victims in Ukraine. Lastly, for professional sports, opening day for Major League Baseball is scheduled for March 31st, but it is looking gloomier and gloomier as the lockout between the MLB owners and MLB Players Association rolls along. Major League Baseball has set February 28th as the deadline to reach a new CBA, according to CNN. And if a deal is not reached, then the regular season will not start on time. And according to reports from ESPN and the Washington Post, both sides are still very far apart on key issues. With that, I'm Nick Earnshaw with your news around professional sports, and we have more All Access with the Profs after this break.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Welcome back from our break. Now, we got a lot of topics to talk about. Caitlin, Nick, we got to talk about playoffs. We got to talk about the Profs. Nick, what was your favorite playoff so far?
So far, the Rowan men's team, they're going to the NJAC title. They're going to play against Stockton. You can't beat that. They've lost to them a couple times already this year. They want that revenge on the road in Stockton. I'm going to be excited for that NJAC matchup, but I'm looking for Marcellus Ross, who's been one of their best players all year, scored 20 points in their last game in their victory to get to the NJAC title. He shot the three ball well. He shot very well throughout the entirety of the season. I think he's going to be a key factor heading into the game against Stockton.
Yeah, I agree with you. Andrew Seeger, Hafiz Melvin, they got some good guys on that team. Playing Stockton is not easy, especially if they have to go down there. But Caitlin, you want to talk about women's basketball with that unfortunate loss?
Yeah, it's very unfortunate considering they were very close to winning the game, especially because Nicole Millard, she is the #1 player for their team, and considering she is about to graduate, it's just really upsetting that she lost the game.
Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate. I thought they were going to sneak out a win just by the skin, but hopefully they'll come back next year, come back off the block. Nick, you got anything to say about women's basketball?
Listen, the women's team, they had a great season. Nicole Mallard had a big year as well. Grace Marshall also had 20 points in that game. It was such a close game against NJCU. They played really good defense throughout the entirety of the year. 17-9, their actual record as they finished with. So it was a great season for them. It's upsetting that they could not get over the hump and get to that NJAC title, because I think they would have had a shot if they could have beaten NJCU.
I agree.
Sure.
I agree. Yeah, they're almost there. They're almost there. Now, we got swimming. They're going to Franklin College all the way in Indianapolis. I think we got a strong swimming team.
I completely agree as well. I think we have a great chance to win that one.
Yeah, we got 5 guys heading over there. We got 2 of them are competing for the 3rd time. The other 3 are obviously competing for their 1st time. Nick, you got anything to say about swimming?
Yeah, I mean, the swimming team, they've continued to be dominant throughout the entirety of this year. Kevin Galluli, one of the leaders of this team, actually, was in an Olympic trial last year. He's had a really good season once again for the Profs. Going to look for them to continue that great year as they head on the road.
I mean, yeah, as we see, it seems like Rowan Profs, just sports in general, the athletics,
We're
they're really
coming out.
building a good foundation
We're
here
coming
at this
out,
school.
yeah.
We might be D3, but we play hard, we play tough. So
They're coming to D1.
Yeah,
they're coming to D1.
yeah, I put them up against Rutgers, any other
Yeah,
school. I bet the
me
Rowan
too.
Profs could give them a run for their money. James Harden.
We got to talk about James Harden.
Real quick, how are we feeling about his debut coming up?
I think he's gonna go. I think he's gonna go off. Honestly, I think he's gonna show why he was traded, why he should be a 76er. In all honesty, because he's gonna show that he can do it, even though he's left teams. I mean, I think he's gonna show what he's worth.
I don't know. I'm not the biggest James Harden fan.
no.
Come on.
I think kind of the Nets won that
Kyle.
trade. They got a lot of good
my
depth.
God.
So I'm going to sit on the bench on this one. That James Harden it'll be solid, but he's not going to be enough. Nick, let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Nick's
Come
on my
James
side.
Harden, let me hear it.
James Harden and Joel Embiid for the pick and roll. Oh my God, it's going to be something I just could only dream about. James Harden is going to be a huge pickup for the Sixers. He's going to drop, I say, 30 in his first game with
30.
the 76ers.
Wow.
I'm calling it right now. I think he has a huge game. He's going to be an integral part to that playoff run for Philadelphia.
Nick, thank you for being on my side.
I had to be.
I mean,
Kyle is
30
not.
points dropping in his
Dropping
debut
30.
for Philly. I
30.
mean, hey, it's not unheard of. That man, he's a really good shooter. But I think that's all we got for today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching All Access, and we'll see you at the next one.